The greatest and most important problems of life are all fundamentally insoluble. They can never be solved, but only outgrown. Where your fear is, there is your task. Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between thinking and feeling. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. We deem those happy who, from the experience of life, have learnt to bear its ills without being overcome by them. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. Where love rules, there is no will to power. And where power predominates, their love is lacking. The one is the shadow of the other. Show me a sane man, and I will cure him for you. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol or morphine or idealism. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. In all chaos, there is cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. Midlife is a time to let go of an overdominant ego and to contemplate the deeper significance of human existence. The word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Children are educated by what the grown-up is, and not by his talk. The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. The pendulum of the mind alternates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. The word belief is a difficult thing for me. I don't believe. I must have a reason for a certain hypothesis. Either I know a thing, and then I know it. I don't need to believe it. Knowledge rests not upon truth alone, but upon error also. It all depends on how we look at things, and not how they are in themselves. The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. If one does not understand a person, one tends to regard him as a fool. Dreams are the guiding words of the soul. Why should I henceforth not love my dreams and not make their riddling images into objects of my daily consideration? Man needs difficulties. They are necessary for health. He who is afraid needs dependence, as a weakened man needs support. Neurosis is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. Children learn by an adult's example, not by their words. For better to come, good must stand aside. Our heart glows, and secret unrest gnaws at the root of our being. Dealing with the unconscious has become a question of life for us. Follow that will and that way which experience confirms to be your own. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. The man who promises everything is sure to fulfill nothing, and everyone who promises too much is in danger of using evil means in order to carry out his promises, and is already on the road to perdition. You are not what happened to you. You are what you chose to become. Who has fully realized that history is not contained in thick books, but lives in our very blood? There is no coming to consciousness without pain. It is a fact that cannot be denied. The wickedness of others becomes our own wickedness because it kindles something evil in our own hearts. If an attractive woman is single, it's because she's smarter than everyone else. Shrinking away from death is something unhealthy and abnormal, which robs the second half of life of its purpose. The wine of youth does not always clear with advancing years. Sometimes it grows turbid. A psychoneurosis must be understood, ultimately, as the suffering of a soul which has not discovered its meaning. Nobody, as long as he moves about among the chaotic currents of life, is without trouble. Everything that irritates us about others can lead to an understanding of ourselves. A man who has not passed through the inferno of his passions has never overcome them. To ask the right question is already half the solution of a problem.